poster behind you.
Beautiful.
Mark, I've known you only a few minutes, but from the moment I shook your hand, I could see why they cast you as the Scarecrow.
Oh.
And I mean that in the most flattering way.
Well, thank you.
You just have a happy kind of Scarecrow countenance about you.
Well, thank you very much. And a Bolger-esque quality, I'm sure, too, right?
Yes, yes. Tall, lean.
Right.
Yes.
Rubber-limbed. It's the job requirements, the job description right there.
And how are you saying it again? The job requirement is what?
The job description is rubber-limbed. You have to be loose-limbed to play a Scarecrow, for sure.
Are you basically a dancer?
In this business, you can't be any one thing. I'm a singer, dancer, and actor, all at the same time. Particularly in this show, it's quite a gargantuan effort each evening from everyone involved, really.
When you got into this role of the Scarecrow,
Yes.
did you have to take special dancing lessons, or did it just come naturally to you?
I think I have a special relationship with gravity, and always have. And so I've been embracing this kind of eccentric movement because of my God-given instrument. So I've been sort of honing this kind of style of dance for quite a while, studying Ray Bolger, Buddy Ebsen, and these masters, you know, and trying to incorporate what I've learned, plus some things of my own, into the Wizard of Oz here in Dallas.
Tell me about your costume. First of all, how many different pieces is it?
It's hot. Let's start there. It's hot. It's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 pieces, and it's burlap and straw and a sort of burlap sack over my head. So it gets quite warm in there, but you know, I'm a Scarecrow. I think that's what I ought to be in, and it's just reminiscent of the film enough, but slightly different, as is the whole show.
When you get hot and burlap and you're kind of perspiring, burlap can be very uncomfortable.
That's
Did they
right.
line it for you?
Oh, sure, absolutely. It's theater. So, and the design team is extraordinary on this production, from the costumes to the sets to the special effects to the flying. So, no, they took great care to make me as comfortable as possible in there. But you know, it's I am the one character in the show that is the most mobile. Because of who I am and because of the kind of costumes that they're in. So I do find myself running around the stage an awful lot, picking up a stray apple or, you know, or a dog, an unruly Toto. So.
Have you ever had a disaster with the costume on stage?
No, thank goodness. We should knock on some wood or something. So,
My head'll do.
So no, so far so good. It's just been smooth sailing. The production is just going great guns. The audiences adore it, and as does the cast.
When you went to audition, what did they have you do?
Let's see, what did they have us do? They asked me to sing a song of my own choosing, and then asked me to do a little bit of If I Only Had a Brain, read a bit of the scene work, and that's about it. Nothing out of the ordinary. No curveballs, if that's what you're wondering.
The flying has to be fun, but is it also scary?
I think everyone's really enjoying that. I don't ever have the opportunity to fly. I sort of fly in my own way around the stage. But I was wondering how the rest of the cast was going to respond to that. But I think that they're all embracing it and having a great time with it. It looks like a lot of fun. I wish I could be up there with them, really.
Is this the kind of role that you wouldn't mind doing year after year after year?
That's a great question. When this opportunity arose to do this part again, I've done it a few times before, and I almost didn't accept it because it is physically very demanding, and I wasn't quite sure if I was ready to go through with all that again. But I have to say, this is the most fun I've ever had playing this role. It's more than. This play is more than just a story about a little girl who runs away. It's about all of us identifying the fact that we have attributes that for some reason or other we lose faith in. And it's about realizing that we always have these qualities, brains, heart, and courage, and just not to forget it. They're never far away from us. So it's a wonderful nightly reminder, as an adult even, not to mention the children that are out there watching and loving it, but as an adult to have that message reinforced nightly is invaluable.
Mark, what is it like backstage with 50-some munchkins running around?
Bedlam, would that be the right word, I think? It's chaotic, that's for sure. The scenic quality of this play is so astounding. I mean, the set pieces are so large. It's such a magnificent production. And then add to that 50-plus children in little flowery costumes wandering around. But it never seems out of control. And the kids are so wonderful and charming and focused. And everyone is so supportive of each other that we all sort of watch each other's backs, and we all know where we're going to be when, and it's choreographed beautifully back there. It's quite remarkable to behold.
Mark, I must tell you, I just so thoroughly enjoyed this production.
Oh, I'm glad to hear
I
it.
think it's my favorite production that I've ever seen on stage of The Wizard. It's just divine. And all of you just do such a remarkable job, and you make it so much fun for us.
You just made my month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, now just sit. Mark, from the moment I met you and shook your hand and you smiled, I could see why they cast you as the Scarecrow. You have kind of a happy Scarecrow look about you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of a Bolger-esque requirement for the job.
Okay, all right. Tell me about the costume. How many pieces is it?
Well, first of all, it's hot. Second of all, it's about 4 pieces. Burlap, headpiece, straw.
That's fine, okay. When you get hot, burlap can be very uncomfortable. Do they line it?
Oh, of course. The production team is terrific here. They've really gone out of their way to make things more comfortable for me. Production.
That's right. That's fine. Is this the kind of role that you wouldn't mind doing year after year after year?
That's a great question, actually. When I was offered this part, I considered not doing it because of the physical demands of the part.
Okay, that's fine. Going into this role, did you take special kind of dancing lessons so you would fit the role of the Scarecrow?
This kind of movement, eccentric movement, I've been studying for years, and it's part of what I do because it's part of how I'm built.
Okay. All right. I think that'll get it. That's
Sure.
good.